You're watching Good Morning Namibia. Now, Greeno Energy is a company that creates a greener future. It's an innovative Danish enterprise, green tech company with offices in Denmark, Sweden, Germany, Poland, Morocco, as well as the United States. To tell us more about what it is that they do, we're joined by Mr. Karsten Nielsen, who's the founder and chief executive officer of Greeno Energy. Good morning, sir, and welcome to Good Morning Namibia.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you doing on this gift of a Thursday morning?
I'm doing good. It was a busy day yesterday. So
yes. A lot of ground to cover.
A lot of ground to cover, a lot of meetings, a lot of interesting sessions. I also contributed on a panel session, so it's been great, right? Yeah.
What is your takeaway from yesterday, and how do you hope to integrate that into today?
Well, I think there's good momentum here, right? And we are also, as I mentioned just before, we started happy to sign 2 partnership agreements here, so and announce our market entry here, with the ambition also to help the world and Namibia transform. So we'll do that here in a short while. So I guess that's the most concrete output of being here. But always just talking to our stakeholders, you can see there's a lot of momentum. We're still early days. But it's moving forward, the whole hydrogen economy, I think.
That sounds like a bit of a cautionary note.
Yeah.
And I would suppose an important cautionary note. It's still early days.
Yes.
So what is it that you believe still needs to happen?
Well, we have been in renewables for 13 years now, right, across the globe. So 10 years ago, we had a lot of the same, dialogue. It's too expensive. How can we scale this? Who's going to pay for it? So we know it takes time. There's so much analogy from scaling solar and wind where it is today and storage where it is today, where you can simply deploy it, no subsidies, no support required. It's the cheapest form of power in many, many places of the world. Hydrogen is not. That's why you see yet, where we see the same development. We see pilots now, we see a bit larger scale in a few years, and we see hyperscale, let's say 5-8 years out, based on the projections we have on technology, cost structures, financing costs, and so on, by talking to 1,000 people in the industry and having that experience, right?
Of course. You're talking about the precious variable of time.
Yes.
As far as one moves from piloting to scaling is concerned.
And the analogy to renewables, and we are happy to have that experience. So
of course.
I would say we are a bit more patient. We know it's going to happen, so we have to time the deployment with the development of the technologies involved. Primarily this electrolyzer technology that's just on the cusp of industrialization.
I'm happy you're talking about technology. What role does innovation play that Greeno is also renowned for?
Yeah.
At the same time, we also need to invest in research and development while we are at it.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I think it does, and I think a lot is already in the core technology side. You see billions and billions and billions of dollars being pushed in globally. What I think from a research, let's say, angle is missing a bit, especially in Namibia could have a fantastic play, is socioeconomic development. And that's the beauty of Africa. When we do this hydrogen deployment at scale a bit further out, the investments and the power generation and the water intake we have is so enormous that this is the first time you can see a direct spin-off where you can do massive socioeconomic transformation of the country. For all African countries and for Namibia. You have all the conditions for that. Research should be put into what are these spin-off industries? For example, we are talking to farming companies here. Why don't we do green farming, desert farming in a new way? So that's one application. There are other industries,
especially because we're such a drought-prone country.
Yeah, exactly. We hear drought. We hear this food importer. Why don't you become There's a lot of jobs in that. So the energy and water will come. So there's new innovative ways of farming as a spin-off. There are other industries that could be spun off. That is a fantastic research area. Is here to make some of that happen.
Speaking of which, I don't want you to preempt the signing of the agreements that will happen today, but what does Greeno hope to accomplish in Namibia?
Well, we are active in 3 African countries, and Namibia certainly has, don't want to make the benchmark, but certainly has all the parameters to do what I call hyperscale deployment but not tomorrow, over the next decade. So that's what we are here for, is to start with some phasing and then go hyperscale hydrogen, fully green hydrogen generation here in Namibia. So the partnerships are endorsing the first phases. One partnership is Innosun, who is a local developer here, building 44 megawatts at Lüderitz now, so they have a footprint. They don't have the power to X and some of the other experiences you need for making a hydrogen. We come with that. We come with the investment platform, if you will. So that's a beautiful partnership to get going. The second partnership is Lodestone, a mining company. So we can, I saw your interview earlier, right, with the first DRI or green iron here. With Lodestone, we can do that at scale, and so that is footprint iron. We come with a renewable platform and everything else. So we will simply go green steel or green iron here in the phase one. That's the first thing we want to achieve, and those two partnerships are very, very important. Also, to have the whole local footprint and all the relationships that brings, right? Yeah.
Go green with Greeno.
Go green with Greeno. That's why we call Greeno, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's easy to say.
Very well.
Yes. So very ambitious for Namibia, and you have all the fundamentals, and a beautiful country and nice people to work with. Also, that's important. I would say also when we meet the governmental officials, very cooperative, right? So
the Namibian governmental officials.
Yeah, governmental. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We actually had a talk with the Honorable Vice President, Ms. Ndaipa, here 3 months ago, just to search for what is her vision for this socio-economic development angle. What is most important? And it's jobs, it's education, vocational training, it's food. It's those are the parameters that we should spin out of this. That is the real, I think, potential revolution for Namibia, right?
Indeed.
Yes.
You've spoken about time. You have said, though, that you have a bit of patience.
Yes.
It's not about what happens this afternoon or tomorrow.
Yes.
It's about the long haul.
Yes, the long haul.
Yeah.
Not 20. We have net zero is 25 years. So in all our mass and studies and technology roadmaps, we see within 10 years we can reach what is called cost parity with black fuels, and then there is no looking back. As soon as you hit something in between cost parity with black and gray, meaning gas and oil, everybody goes green. And then you are then you are at the transition point. That transition point had happened in renewables 5-7 years ago. It's going to come in hydrogen in 5 to 10 years' time.
You need to,
and then you can go real scale, right?
Your passion is undisputed, but you need to go sign agreements.
Yes,
Any final thoughts?
I need to go sign agreements, right?
To do exactly that.
Yes.
Some final thoughts before we let you go to do exactly that?
No, I think it's good to see. I think Namibia should get inspiration also at the show from all the other activities in all the African countries, and see where you can cooperate. There's a lot of, we talked about innovation, research, common infrastructure is an area where we're between countries and so on to really make it viable. I think make sure there's inspiration from all the other activities in other African countries. I think that'll benefit all. I think that's just let's say an input to because you have this conference here. That's great. So let's get that inspiration going across country borders, right?
Thank you for the inspiration that you brought this morning.
Okay,
we appreciate that.
Hopefully you liked it. Yes.
Happy signing.
We'll go.
Yes, we'll witness it.
Yes,
yeah.
we will. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you have it, Mr. Karsten Nielsen. He's the founder and chief executive officer of Greeno Energy, talking to us about their context, their history, their patience, their timing, and their significance at the inaugural edition of the Global African Hydrogen Summit. We'll be back after.